Hi, everybody. Alida Hernandez, Rebooted Mindset. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing good tonight. I'm doing much better. I had last couple of weeks have been kind of in the air and stuff. I was a little sick for a while, about a week. Took me to get rid of some upper respiratory infection. I don't know how I got it or where, but that's over with now. And then I had a death in the family, so that kind of dampened everything. And that is over now. Funeral's over, and he's resting in peace now. But today we're supposed to have a guest. Hopefully he's still coming. Dr. Compton. He has a book that just came out. It's called Veggie Smarts. And if you didn't get to see the latest issue of Spanglish Entertainment magazine, you can go to page 19, and there's an article there, and he talks about enjoying summer vegetables with your family and friends. I know people say vegetables. Who wants vegetables, right? Vegetables are so good for you. They have fiber. They have protein. I don't know if you realize this, but a gorilla does not eat any meat. A gorilla eats only green leafy, green leaves and vegetables. He does not eat any meat. And have you seen the muscles on a gorilla? Well, there you go. So it's possible to live on a vegan diet. A lot of people go, "Oh, how could you do that? You don't eat meat." So I stopped eating meat for a while. Then I started eating meat again. And then I go through my spurts now. Like this last week or so, I've been doing just vegetables, pasta, rice, and beans and things like that. Beans are very good, but you have to cook them thoroughly. You have to cook them good. And I'm looking forward to talking to Dr. Compton. Hopefully he'll join us because I really want to learn about working on some of these vegetables in the farm because I'm trying to grow stuff outside and this heat is so bad here. The heat in Florida is intense. So what happens is like I had a red cabbage growing, and unfortunately it grew like this big. It grew a little tiny because it was too hot. I put it in the too late in the season, so it kind of cooked out there. It was like cooking cabbage out there. So I'm learning. My basil's growing, some of my herbs grow, but some of my other stuff is really difficult to grow in the heat. So Mr. Compton's trying to get in right now. I see he's connected, but I don't see a camera yet. So hopefully he'll chime in and then we'll bring him in. Oh, there, I think he's got it connected now. So anyway, we will bring Dr. Michael Compton's going to come in, discuss his book, Veggie Smarts. Again, I said it's in the latest issue of the magazine. It's on page 19. You can enjoy the article in the magazine. So please go online to Spanglish Entertainment and you can see the latest magazine that came out with his article. And let's bring him on in. So let's see here. 1 second here. Everything keeps changing on me.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm great. And you?
Good. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Finally, we've been trying to do this.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
So I was just talking a little bit about Veggie Smarts, but the book that you wrote. But before we get, I guess, dive into it, I guess really, how did you start? Even before the book, when did you decide to like grow your own vegetables and really get into that?
Yeah, even when I was growing up in southwestern Virginia, out in the country, I grew up on a dairy farm.
Oh,
But, even though I know cows really, really well, really enjoyed the vegetable garden. And so I feel like I've got two green thumbs that were passed down from my granny. And so I've always grown plants. I've always wanted to grow vegetables, but just a few years ago, sort of in a no, I'm not going to call it a midlife crisis. It was a midlife burst of energy. I built, an organic vegetable farm in the Hudson Valley of New York and started growing lots and lots and lots of vegetables.
wow. I know it's not easy because I try to do it myself. I have a garden here, but I'm in Florida and it's just so hot. So I'm
Yes,
trying to learn what I can plant when. Because I was talking
yes,
before, I planted a red cabbage and it grew like this big.
yeah,
And then the rest was dry because it was too hot. It wasn't the time
right,
for it. So
right.
it's hard. You have to learn what you can plant when.
Exactly. Yeah. Farming and even gardening is really about planning. You have to
Mm,
plan, you have to really be aware of your calendar and your growing zone and which families of veggie plants grow best in your area.
yeah. So I have to do. I know I did the zone and everything, but I like again. I have to do more planning and started right. Like I have pineapple plants growing outside, and they
Yeah.
still haven't done any pineapples. They're just growing. You know.
Yeah, they will. They will. Maybe probably next year, and it's going to be delicious when you
Yeah.
eat your own pineapple.
Oh,
It's
I
going to be
can't
the
wait.
best pineapple in the world.
I have 7 pineapple plants right now.
Wow,
So I
wow, it's
put
going to be
5 in
great.
the ground. I put 5 in the ground. Those are taking a little longer. The 2 in the pot seem to be growing better, you know.
Yeah,
So I have to fluctuate between pots, and then I have raised beds and then stuff in the ground, especially due to the fact that I have moles, I have rabbits, I have I don't know what out there.
yes, yes. Veggies are constantly competing with animals that like to eat them.
Yep. And you don't realize what's out there at night. And they just
Yeah,
come out at night and they
yes,
peruse through, they climb over the fence and they peruse through the yard. And I come in the morning, I go, why is there a hole here? What were they doing? You know,
yes,
but I never see them. I saw the rabbit once, you know.
right.
So so what prompted you really to write the book then? I know you've been working in the farm and everything, but
Yeah, well, building an organic vegetable farm and becoming a farmer, I learned a lot about veggies, and so I really wanted to just share some of what I learned. And then I also learned a lot about nutrition when I became board certified in lifestyle medicine.
mm,
Nutrition is a big part of that field. And so I learned a lot about nutrition. So again, I wanted to share some of what I'd learned and pull, both of these together in one book, both the growing and farming aspect, telling stories about my farm, but also sharing a lot of nutrition information, especially about veggies.
and get people to love veggies because a lot of people are
Yes.
just so, oh, I don't want a vegetable, like they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a taboo, you know, but they'll eat a
Yes.
steak like this big, but they won't eat a
Right.
broccoli.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
So 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 being veggie smart is just helping people learn how good vegetables are. You want to really get that
Yeah.
to in there.
It's really getting to know our veggies because as it turns out, nearly all of our vegetables, I could list 60 different vegetables. Nearly all of them come from just 8 families of plants. There are more than 400 families of flowering plants,
Wow.
and 8 of those families of flowering plants give us all of our veggies. And we don't typically know that. So I think
No.
it's important for us to really understand our vegetables so that we can eat vegetables across all 8 of the families. That's the way to get the most micronutrients like minerals and vitamins and phytonutrients that are health promoting and disease fighting. But we need to eat vegetables across all 8 of those families, not just being too restrictive about the veggies we eat. So I really wanted to share with readers how they can become more diversified in terms of what they're eating, especially in terms of plant based foods.
Yeah, and what you're saying, like when you go to the regular supermarket, you have only a certain amount of vegetables. Like sometimes
Yes,
I feel like it's very small. Like it's always broccoli, cauliflower, eggplant, tomatoes, kale, and things like that. But like you always like, I was like, is there anything else to eat?
yeah,
Mushrooms. They only give you one type of mushroom when there's a whole bunch of different mushrooms that you can eat.
exactly. And that's why I love going to farmers markets.
Yeah.
If you're able to go, you or your listeners, if you're able to go to a farmer's market, it gives you a few advantages. First of all, you can talk to the very person who grew this food for you, the
Mm,
farmer right there who grew the food for you. You can ask them, how do you like to prepare this kohlrabi? How do you like to prepare this Swiss chard, right? Because they're very, very familiar with it and they eat what they grow as well. So it's a chance for you to get to know a farmer,
mm.
but also to have a much greater diversity in the types of vegetables available. Like lettuce, for example, you go to the grocery store, there might be three types of lettuce, and none of them are great. Like in my book, Veggie Smarts, I really go off about iceberg lettuce, which I
Oh,
think is just the worst.
it
There are
is.
so many delicious types of heirloom lettuces, but they're not available in grocery stores, only at farmers markets and farm stands.
Yeah, that's what's sad is that they don't give us the variety. If you go to like a Whole Foods, they have more variety because they have more organic vegetables.
Yes,
And sometimes they have
yes,
other stuff. I've been to like say a Chinese market or
yes,
Asian market or things like that, and then you'll see things you're like, what is that? And I love going because you find out other vegetables you've never seen before that maybe are
yeah.
from Asia or from other parts.
Yes, and it allows you to try something new. I
Yeah.
really encourage readers to, discover all of these different vegetables and, try each one with a few different recipes to see just how good they can be, because it's really a way to optimize your health also, by eating a diversity of vegetables that give you all of those different phytonutrients.
Yes, and I stress that so much to the audience, everybody out there, about eating vegetables and eating healthier and getting away from processed food and
Yes.
sodas and all that stuff. I mean, the other day I bought a watermelon. It was a yellow watermelon. I've never had one
Yeah.
before.
Oh,
It was
they're
the first.
great.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
interesting because the taste of the yellow watermelon was different. The texture was different and more like a cucumber kind of, and then more like a honeydew kind of more sweeter, like a different, just a totally different taste.
Yes. And there are dozens, if not hundreds, of different types of melons. But again, if you only go to the grocery store, you're going to get honeydew and cantaloupe. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really sad because I like the also oranges, the red blood oranges. They
Yes.
have different types of
Yes.
oranges too. But unfortunately, like you're saying, I tell everybody, go to the farmers market. There's usually one in the town. Depends on where you
Yes.
live. You can usually you can try to find one. I'm in an area that I think I thought there would be more up here because there's more farmland, but a lot of people have gone away from it. So I have to like drive a little distance sometimes to go there and try to get local. Because sometimes they go,
Right.
oh no, we have other stuff like the pink pineapple and the I forgot what the other things. Oh, I like the pear. What do they call like pear apricot? What is it? It looks like it tastes like a pear. It's round. Looks like a donut pear or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
the beauty. That's the beauty of buying from local farmers, because they tend to grow a great diversity of different types of fruits and vegetables.
So I know I mean there's so many different types of eggplants, right? Or
Yes.
zucchinis. There's different types of zucchinis, but they only give you like one kind of zucchini, one squash. Like what
Right.
happened to all the other
Right.
ones?
Yeah.
And like tomatoes. How many types of tomatoes do we have? Like, oh,
I would guess around 1,000 or so,
wow,
but
wow, that's
only the ones that have staying power to be able to be picked, mostly when they're green, and then trucked all the way across the country, and
mm,
then turned red, with ethylene gas, and then sold in the grocery. That's why they don't always taste like tomatoes. They taste like green tomatoes. But go to the farmer's market and you'll really get some nice heirloom, vine ripened,
oh yeah.
really juicy and nutritious tomatoes that
You
just
could
taste
actually eat
really
it.
fabulous.
You could eat it
Yes.
like an apple. They're so good when they're fresh
Yes.
like that. I had tomatoes
Yes.
growing too here, for some reason I guess the heat and where I had it didn't do. So I have to start planting more tomatoes. But
Right.
it's
It
hard
takes
sometimes to get
practice.
seeds. It's hard to get like really good seeds. Like I had to order on Amazon to get seeds.
Yes. Well, there are quite a few seed companies that really specialize in small farms, and they have a great variety of seeds, that you can order from those seed companies.
Okay, I have to keep looking up that. And also grains. I did a podcast regarding millet and what was the other one? I forgot the other one. But there's kind of other grains that we too don't eat because they don't have it in the
Yes.
store. Like I went to the store, try to find millet in the store. You can't find it.
Yeah.
You can't find it unless you go to a specialty store. You just can't find it.
That's
So
right.
it's really we're kind of, the society is doing harm for us instead of good, because we don't have good choices to eat.
Yes. The more diverse our diet, the healthier it tends to be.
And I've done, an example. I'm an example of, I changed my diet over the last 8 years because I was sick. And I was vegan for like the first two, and then I started gradually eating some meat here and there, but I go back and forth. So
Yeah.
like this week I'm doing lots of vegetables. I haven't done any meat or anything like that, but I have different, I try to get different types of vegetables that I can find and make it for the family, and they enjoy it. So it's just something to get used to.
Right. Because I grow so many vegetables and I want to eat my own vegetables, I tend to be a vegetarian mostly for breakfast and lunch, and I'm a flexitarian or pescatarian for dinner.
Okay.
I do eat some meat occasionally and definitely some fish.
Right, right. Yeah, I've kind of away from like the fish, and because the markets have been, like you go to the market, unless you go somewhere again that has, like, they go fishing in the morning, because here in Florida you can get fresh fish. Depends
Yes.
on where you go, that they just went fishing, they just caught it, so it's good. But sometimes you can't buy fish in other markets because it's not good. And my husband and I are always talking about that. We go out somewhere and we say we drove 3 hours somewhere in Florida for an event or something. And they're like, I'm hungry. What are we going to eat? Then we start looking on the phone. Oh God, there's no good stuff. It's all fast food. I'm like trying to find something. I end up going to like a Mediterranean restaurant, or Lebanese restaurant, or Greek restaurant, because at least I can get some hummus and some protein that's vegetable based.
Yes, that's right.
But so yeah, so tell me, on the back of the cover of your book, it said endearingly quirky. So what was endearing? What was quirky?
Yeah, one of my idols, she's a famous nutritionist. Her name is Marion Nestle, and she wrote a little blurb about the book for me, and she referred to it as endearingly quirky, and it is a bit quirky at times because there's a lot of nutrition, facts, and a lot of health tips in the book, but there's also some quirky scientific facts, like why onions make us cry, or why beans make us fart, or why beets can make our pee pink. So I
Yeah,
explained some of those things. And hopefully it's also endearing because I give a lot of stories about building my farm and my successes, my failures along the way. And it really is a pretty personal account about building a little farm.
yeah, and that's great. We need encouragement to do that. It's not easy. I bought this house and had land outside, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start farming and doing stuff. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yes, it takes a
So
lot of
when I
patience and planning.
Yeah, I said exactly. That's what you told me. So I'm gonna start doing my growing planning calendar, so I can figure out what I can grow when, because our weather is quirky here. It's been brutally hot. Very little rain. I'm in Central Florida, so it's been kind of weird. I'm towards the east, towards the east side. So the weather's been really different compared to like 3 hours, 2 hours that I used to live from here down south. The weather
Yeah,
is tropical down there, so it's always raining, always raining. So sometimes I'm praying outside, please, I need some rain. My
right.
vegetables.
Yes.
But certain things, like I've been growing lemongrass. That thing is just grows fine. I have a avocado tree that I got.
Great.
I got a gift, and it was only a foot tall. Now it's 9 feet tall.
Great.
So
That's
that's
great.
doing really good. My mango tree is doing good.
Yes.
What else do I have? I have sugar cane. I have
Wow.
moringa. I have moringa. I used to plant. I just microgreens, or I dry it for tea. Mulberry.
Oh, good. A
I
mulberry
got some.
tree.
Yeah, I got mulberry. I keep picking them and just eating them from there. They're
Yeah, they're
so good.
delicious. They're really great.
They really are, but they're so little. I try to get them, see if
Yeah,
they grow a little more, but I can't wait, because you know how it happens. Like I said, all the critters in the yard. If I don't pick them, the birds will pick them. So,
that's
or the
right.
squirrels will come and eat them. So I have to like hurry
Yes.
up and grow. And I got peppers too, red peppers. I just picked a couple of red peppers today.
Oh, that's
So
good. Good.
little by little, I got some things, you know. I wish I had a whole thing. I tried sweet potatoes, but I didn't I have to read about sweet potatoes because I didn't know there were vines and they
Yes,
keep
they
growing
are.
everywhere and it was like taking over everything and I didn't know what to do,
Yeah.
you know. So so which are the five most unappreciated vegetables you think?
Oh, there are lots and lots of underappreciated vegetables. You know, we everybody knows about bell peppers and broccoli and cabbage and the like, but there are so many vegetables that we just tend to not, tend to not eat. But there are so many. So things like what I think what the healthiest vegetable of all perhaps is Swiss chard, and I really think
Mm.
that we should be eating more Swiss chard. And things like kohlrabi, it's in the cabbage family, it's in the brassica family, but it's a little sweeter than most of the other brassicas. So some people who don't like cabbage or broccoli might very well like kohlrabi, but again, it's hard to find
Well,
unless you go
I
to
know
a
I've never
farmer's
heard of it
market.
before. Yeah, I've never heard
Yeah.
that before.
Others are things like celeriac, which is related to celery. It's really great for making celery
Mm.
soup. Things like yard-long beans. They're not just green beans that are, 4 to 6 inches long, but yard-long beans are 18 inches long. They're
Oh wow.
also called Chinese beans, and they're really, really delicious.
Hmm.
But again, you either need to grow them or you need to go to a farmer's market in order to find them.
Right. And see what they have. I want to have to take a list. I went to a farmer's market and they had a lot of different things that I didn't know what they were. I was looking at them like, what is that? You know? So I try to grab something I don't know and I thought, oh, well, we'll try it, you know?
That's
And then
good. And ask the farmer. Yeah, ask the farmer what
yeah,
it
I'm gonna
is
ask them.
and for recommendations on how to prepare it.
Okay. And then it depends on where you live too. You will have a different variety of vegetables from the farmers market.
Yes.
When I lived in California, they have a strawberry festival, which they're amazing. Oh my God, the strawberries are like big. You just eat them like oh. But there's just a lot of other vegetables because you have the Mexican side, right? So there's a lot of Mexican vegetables that you find at the regular supermarket in
Right.
California too. That you're like,
Yes.
what is that or what is this? They have jicama, I think it's jicama.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, they have a lot of different chilies. They have a lot of I'm trying to think of other things I can't remember right now.
Well, of
But
course, tomatillos are great. And lots of different types of squash as well.
yeah, yeah, I like butternut squash. I like spaghetti squash.
Yes.
I buy pumpkin also, and I give it to my dogs too because I cook for my dogs. So I cook vegetables. Like they get Brussels sprouts, they get pumpkin.
Mm.
I give them ground chicken, and then I give them what was the other thing? Oh, carrots.
Lucky dogs. They're going to be very healthy.
So they're doing pretty good. My oldest one is 14 years old, and he's a little overweight, so we got to cut down a little on the protein and give him more vegetables. But
Right.
so what I do now with him because he's kind of picky, so I cut up the cucumber and he eats the cucumber as a snack, so that fills him. But it's water, so
That's a
he's not
good
gonna gain.
idea. Great
Yeah, so
idea. Yes.
yeah. So now I've been putting cut up cucumbers in his food too, so it takes him longer to eat. You know, he's chewing it. And I saw
Right.
him today. He ate everything, all the cucumbers. So that'll keep him good. Maybe I'll lose a little weight now.
Exactly. Yes.
So this is your first book that you ever did?
No, I've done a number of books in my main field, which is psychiatry. But those are more academic books written for other mental health professionals.
Okay.
Veggie Smarts is really written for everyone. It's
Okay.
for everyone to get to know their veggies better. There's lots of health tips. I explain all of the 8 families of veggies, and I tell a lot of stories about building my farm.
Yeah, I have so many books right now. I'm trying to like I start one, I have to look at the other one. Like, you know, when I do the interviews, I must have a stack of books like this.
Yes,
I told my husband, pick a book.
right.
There's just so much information. I wish I could just absorb it all real fast, you know, because it's
Yeah,
such
there's a lot of
interesting stuff.
information out there. Yes.
Yeah, there is. But you know, I like these things like this that you really give such a personal thing to the book. talking about your story and helping and people see that, you know, you can do it too. You can, even if a small, you can grow vegetables in your house. You
That's
can have
right.
a little thing on your counter in the kitchen. You know, you can grow green beans. I grow my basil. I have peppermint. I do have a lot of different herbs, rosemary. So I have herbs too.
Yes.
And I have a wild oregano from Puerto Rico that I got. I got a
Mm.
little stem from my mother-in-law's house. Brought it back in a little plastic bag and planted it. And it's huge. It's just
Yeah.
grown and grown and
Oh,
grown.
that's got to be delicious.
Yeah. So I use that for my seasonings, you know, my oregano. I have culantro.
Yes.
So we use a lot in Puerto Rico. So there's a lot of like I said, every country has their own other vegetables and things like that. And I grew up as a child, I grew up spending 3 months out of the year, at least in Puerto Rico. So my grandmother had a farm. So I remember, you know, going there, picking mangoes and picking
Mm.
guava and picking other fruits that they had and just eating them from the tree. And it was just so amazing. Like you can't get anything better than that, you know?
That's right. That's right.
And they always taught me, like when you were sick, they're like, hold on, well, I'll be right back. And they go to your garden and get some herb or something, make some tea. Here, drink this, you know, like they always had the natural remedies when I was a
That's right.
child. So,
Yes.
so when I grow up, when I started growing up, I was like, how come people don't do this more? Like my grandmother said, got sick. She boiled some watercress and something else, made me drink the juice and it helped me with my bronchitis and it helped with the phlegm and all this stuff. And you know, people don't do that anymore. Well, they do, but not as you know, as much.
Right. Yes.
So what do you think will be your next venture after this Veggie Smart? You're gonna think of writing
Um,
another book?
I might very well write another book. I'm not sure yet. I do hope that readers will learn a lot, and therefore, improve their diet and ultimately improve their health. There's a lot that we can do to stave off disease and to improve our health and to even live longer by
Yes,
eating healthier.
yes,
And a key part of eating healthy is to try to eat as much, plant-based, whole foods and steer away from ultra processed foods as much as possible.
yes, definitely, definitely. And that's what I tell people all the time. They don't ever want to listen. You know, people are so hard to convince, and it's like it. I tell people if you want to live longer and stay healthier, you have to incorporate this in your life. You have to have
Yes,
vegetables.
that's right.
You know, a bloody steak is not going to give you what the vegetables will give you. Okay.
Yes.
And we've been trained so much that meat, you know, we're carnivorous, you know, but it's not like you can't stop eating meat. I did it. Even my husband, he's born and raised in Puerto Rico, you know, he's like, what do you mean no meat? You know, in Puerto Rico, they eat pig and cow, everything, you know, whatever that they can find to eat, I think.
Well, sometimes it's just about reducing the meat a bit and including more diverse vegetables on your plate.
Correct. And not to be afraid of potatoes and sweet potatoes and other things like that. Because
Yes.
sometimes there was a whole thing one time that people are saying, no, don't eat a potato, it's not good for you. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, it
Potato.
partly depends on how it's prepared, but I do think, obviously potatoes are a really good source of energy, a good source of carbohydrates.
Yes, yes. And you can bake them, boil them, whatever you want.
Roast them, yes, that's
Roast
right.
them, saute them with onions and throw some spinach in there, and you gotta make a whole
Yeah,
thing. I'm always looking
that's
for
right.
recipes because I get bored with food. So I'm always trying to find something else to do. I
Right,
made
yes.
I made mashed potatoes the other day and I made a like a gravy, but I made it with mushroom, red peppers, and I pureed everything and I just kind of cooked it down and then I added some coconut milk to it. So
That sounds delicious.
I just made a little tasty thing just to put on on the potatoes instead of that
Yes.
beef gravy and all. I don't like gravy, so yeah, so I hope everybody will pick up your book. I put it on the information so they can find it, and it's
Thank
available
you.
on all platforms.
Yes.
And get Veggie Smart. I mean, the name is perfect. You got to get
I
smart with
do hope I do hope that your listeners and many people will get Veggie Smarts. I think it conveys a lot of really important health information, and how to eat right to really live longer.
Yeah. And I think people are starting to wake up a little, they're starting to wake up saying, what's going on? What should I eat healthier? And like I tell people, take one day at a time. Just, try to cut out one bad thing and replace it with something,
Right.
It
Yes.
was you have to do baby steps because we're
That's right.
so we're so ingrained, like our diet has been based on whatever our parents ate, right?
Well, diet
So
is hard to change, so I totally agree with baby steps.
yeah, you have to do baby steps. Like I tell people, you eat ice cream every day, don't eat it every day. Eat it 3 times a week or something so you can start weaning off of stuff because the I think the main problem is sugar. Sugar is so bad for you.
Yes. Including in sugar sweetened beverages. A lot of juices and a lot of sodas have really a lot of sugar.
Too much sugar. And I read everything. So you turn a soda around, it's like 70, 65 or 65 grams of sugar. Really? If you're not diabetic, you will be when you finish it.
That's right. That's right.
So I drink coconut water and then I make like I'll make drinks like out of the watermelon. I'll make a juice. I'll put watermelon, lemon, put some mint in there, and I put it in my Ninja and just drink it.
And it's
So that,
delicious.
yeah, it is. It's so delicious. I mean, you can't get anything better than that. It's natural sweet. You don't have to put any sugar in it.
That's right.
And
Yes.
also using monk fruit. I like monk fruit to sweeten.
Yes.
That's much better than I don't like stevia. It tastes funny, and even though that's a plant, but it still tastes funny. I don't know why. Do you have any other suggestions for sweeteners out there besides that?
I like what you're doing, and that is to use, whole fruits to sweeten water, for example.
Yeah, like cherries. You can put cherries. I mean, there's a lot of different things. I usually put lemon or lime, but
Right.
again, like I said, with the fruits, cantaloupe, you can make a juice.
Yes.
Any
Or
any fruit,
cucumbers. Yeah.
cucumbers. Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I tell people, I know people go, oh, I don't want to drink water. It's so boring. Well, put something in there, mint,
That's right.
cucumbers, and it gives a little taste to it. A friend of mine buys the tart cherry juice because it's pure, or even the pomegranate pure juice.
Right.
I just put a little bit in the water. It just gives it a little flavor. So at least it's not just plain. So,
It's a great idea. It really is.
so, so what's your favorite vegetable? Do you have a favorite one?
Oh, I can't say that I have a favorite, but I do really, really love snow peas.
Hmm.
I love spinach. I love cherry tomatoes and heirloom tomatoes. I really love shishito peppers, and so many others. Radicchio and some really great heirloom lettuces.
Mm.
But there are so many veggies, for us to choose from, and we really should be eating, a large diversity of all those veggies.
Right, because each one contains something different, like some
That's right.
special chemical in the components of the vegetable that gives us a benefit.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
I've been studying a lot about mushrooms. I interviewed a couple of people who grow mushrooms and the different types of mushrooms that they have out there, and that's a whole nother thing too. There's so many,
There
and
are
once in a while, everybody knows the what is it called,
shiitake. Yeah.
shiitake, or the regular white ones. I don't know what they're called. The regular white buttons
Right. Yeah, the buttoned
and the
mushrooms.
portobello mushrooms, lion's mane, and
Yeah,
then
but
there's
there
so many
there
more.
there aren't many available in the grocery store. Maybe only two or three types.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Good
when
to
we
get
try
to
to
know
buy,
get to know a mushroom farmer at a farmer's market.
I have to search. It's terrible because when you live more city, I have to go more into like a little up north of in Florida from Central Florida where the farms are, to really find real farmers. I thought I
Yes.
would be in the area that I am. There's a lot of land, but for some reason there's not a lot of farmers anymore, you know. So even just for vegetables and for fruit too, you're very limited. Pomegranates, they charge you so much money for pomegranates now.
Right. Yes, they are.
So when you have a vegetable, right, or a fruit or something that has seeds, can you actually take those seeds and plant them?
It depends on the vegetable and whether it's an heirloom or what we call an F1, which is a hybrid. If it's an F1, then you can't really grow from those seeds. The problem is you wouldn't really know just by looking at the vegetable whether it's an heirloom or an F1, but many tomatoes and peppers are heirloom varieties, and you can indeed use those
Okay.
seeds to grow your own.
Okay. Because I did that with the pepper. I got a long red pepper, the long skinny one,
Yes.
and I just took three off the plant. The plant's, I don't know, about 2 feet tall, almost 3 feet tall now. And I did that from seed. And that grew. So I
Yes.
was
So
happy about that.
that's most likely an heirloom, and so you can continue to reuse those seeds year after year after year.
Okay, so every time you harvest the pepper, take the seeds again and put them.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, okay, good. So I'll have a lot of peppers.
Yes.
I have the long red ones. I'm waiting to see if the green peppers come out. I don't know. I have a little plant that's growing. But again, everybody has to do their research and figure out what you can grow. Like you said, there's a I know I looked it up online. You can do planting zone, and you can get
Right.
the zone where you live, and then it tells you, because of like here it's always so hot, most 6 months out of the year it's hot. And then sometimes in the winter it could drop a lot. So like I bought a greenhouse, a little greenhouse outside, but I still don't know what to do with it because I'm trying to figure out, do I position it to get sun one side and then the other side not? And what, what I mean? Like I'm trying, it's difficult. It's not easy.
It's not, and some of it is experimentation and growing different types of plants, and some of them are going to work and others won't. And so it's really a matter of getting to know your soil, your growing zone, the pests that you have. But you can always, I think with some patience and some planning, you can end up with a really, really great garden.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna really sit down and start planning it and going through everything and figuring it out because I really want to do that. I enjoy picking my own vegetables, you know.
That's
I had
right.
a I had a little green string bean plant. It didn't, I don't know, the animals ate it, but I got like three long beans, and I just ate them raw. That was so good. I just ate them. But they ate the plant. And next day I came out, who ate my plant?
That's right. Yeah.
And I have little fences, I put little fences, but the rabbits will dig, and the moles, I don't know what the moles do, but I know the rabbits go in there. I don't know if I haven't seen any snakes. Sometimes there's snakes. Thank God that I'm not in a place. I know in the area there's bobcats and there's a coyote
Yeah.
also,
I don't think they're
but
gonna
they
eat
don't
your
come that
veggies though.
close. Yeah,
No.
but sometimes some people see them just walking down the street at night or something, looking for scavenging something. If not
Right.
the birds, we have hawks. So the other day I saw a really big hawk, and I have little dogs, so I have to be careful when I'm outside because the hawk started diving down. I'm like, hey, don't get my dog.
Right.
But anyway, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
It
having
was,
me.
yeah, it was great to learn about this book. I think it was exciting, and thank you for the article. It's in the magazine already. If you want to send me your address, I could send you a hard copy also too.
That's great. Thank you so
Okay.
much for having me. And
You're
everyone,
welcome. You're
enjoy
welcome.
your veggies.
Thank you. Thank you. And you have a great rest of the year.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. So guys, yeah, that was, oh, there I go. I was almost disappeared here. So anyway, I hope you guys like that about Veggie Smarts. I always talk about vegetables. You know me, I love being more vegan than having am I lopsided? I feel like I'm all lopsided here. Sorry, I feel like I'm lopsided. There you go. And here I got my shungite. If you guys want to know about this, I'll get you the link. This is a shungite stone from Cruella Creations. You can Google her, and you can purchase any kind of shungite. I have the bracelet here too. Here's one bracelet. So what it does is it's for EMF, but this is another subject that I've talked about too, electric magnetic field. So our cell phones emit emit signals. I have a sticker on the back of the phone. I can't take this off right now, but I have a sticker on the back. It's a sticker that goes right on the back of the phone itself to help trap some of that radiation, whatever is coming out of the phones. You can put a couple of stickers on there. She has earrings, she has rings, she has bracelets, she has a tower. Oh wait, I gotta show you my big tower. Oh, here's my tower. Okay, this is all shungite. This is a big piece of shungite. It's actual natural rock, natural mineral, and it conducts energy. It has energy. Okay, so when we did an experiment and we took the back of a I don't have it here, back of a flashlight, you know, has the connector and then has the batteries. So we took out the batteries, right? And we just put it on the, no, sorry, we touched it like that with the shungite and it lit the flashlight. So it has energy. So that's a whole nother subject. But talking about the veggies, try to go to a farmer's market and go and see what kind of veggies they have. They have Asian stores, they have Indian stores, they have different type of shops. Don't be afraid to go into different supermarkets because you might find some vegetables there like, oh, what's this? You know, it's like, for example, I go to a store here. It's called, well, I won't tell you the name, but anyway, I go to a local supermarket. It's not the main brands, right? It's a smaller supermarket, and they carry, it's a Latin store. So they carry other vegetables that you haven't seen, roots, like we eat malanga, yuca. There's a whole bunch of other roots. We didn't discuss those. Those are other things that have starches and gives you energy, right? And everybody's always afraid to have starches. Oh, I can't have that because my sugar or whatever. So if you eat a balanced meal, which is you have a portion of vegetables, a portion of starch, right, and a portion of protein, and you eat the three at the time that you're eating, it does not spike up your sugars if you're diabetic. It doesn't spike it up. But if you come out and you haven't eaten all day and you're diabetic and then you decide, I'm hungry, I'm just going to have a pizza. Well, guess what? Your sugar is going to go skyrocketing because all you got is fat and bread. Okay. And there's really not much tomato on there. So you have to choose. Now, if I eat, it's not like I don't eat pizza. Like if I have a slice of pizza, I have a salad with it. Okay. And I put more vegetables on the pizza. So now I have some more veggies. I'm balancing out the carbs that are in there, right? And some of the whatever fatty from the cheese. But there's a lot of things you can do to eat healthier and be able to still get things you like. So it's just changing your habits. Like I said, baby steps, and you take it from there. So cut one thing out, like don't eat crackers, change it out with something. You can also make bread out of lentils and oatmeal. There's a lot of different things you can make bread out of too. Look it up on YouTube. There's so much information out there. You got to check it out. So again, we were with Dr. Michael Compton today, and he wrote Veggie Smarts. You can look it up on Amazon and all places out there that sell books. It's a really, really good book. I haven't finished it completely, so I'm going to go down and start reading more of the books so I can learn about my farm. So hope you guys have a great night. I'll see you next week, and we will see who has next week. Bye.
That's lovely.
And then also I had some